Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to this St. Patty's Day edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
2020, I'm Daniel Pineda.
2020, it's still 2020, marching right along here on this somewhere around the 11th of March, 2020. And thanks for sitting in with us here tonight. We've got the usual lineup of things, and I'll run them down quickly for you here. Our news, as always, the top of the show. And then it says a roll-in. The return of the Irish dancers. Stay tuned for that. A little musica and some dancing on our show here. Our CBB file, Community Bulletin Board file. And Denise, our theater reviewer. Tonight she's talking about Moonlight and Magnolias, I think. Is that right?
Hopefully she liked it.
Hopefully she liked it. Our formerly News for Seniors, now 55-plus news segment, and then roll in with an interview with Renee Fisher. And that's our show, but before we begin, social media from Senior Pinedo over here.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our very own YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And of course, Craig, we cannot forget the radio.
Also on the radio, WERA 96.7 LPFM. You can hear the audio from our show on WERA. All right, as promised now, here we go. First of our news items. Well, there's an old saying, and most sayings are old, aren't they? In the real estate business, the 3 most important features of any property are location, location, location. The significance of that axiom may have been demonstrated this past weekend when Arlington's skies were turned hazy with a smoky aroma. The cause was described as a controlled burn of about 1,000 acres of land at the Marine Corps base Quantico. The Prince William County Clerk issued a statement advising people with respiratory illnesses or medical conditions to beware of the smoke and to stay indoors. With more on that, we think, here's Daniel.
That's right, Craig. There's another old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. And it doesn't take much imagination to flip this statement around and recognize that even a controlled burn can have effects far beyond its immediate area. The burn was described as an annual brush fire, and according to Quantico Fire and Emergency Services, the purpose of the burn was to control wildfires set by troop training, with the effects reportedly compromising the air quality as far away as Baltimore. It may be time to ask whether, in the year of 2020, this burning approach is still necessary.
And Daniel, also in our news items, Arlington Public Schools have sent a notice to parents warning of possible school closures following reports of the COVID-19 virus in the D.C. metro area. The notice suggested that closures might not be countywide, but that one or more schools may be affected. For most households with children in school, there will be a ripple effect, with parents needing to stay home from work or make alternative arrangements for their child care. A proposed remedy of making some educational materials available on the APS website also demonstrates the gap between those families who have internet access and those who do not. So stay tuned for more information on that. Here's Daniel.
Well, Craig, the Lee Community Center is set to close at the end of 2020. And according to a statement from County Manager Mark Schwartz, the facility is aging and is in need of significant capital investment. He wrote, existing programs will be split between Lubber Run, Langston Brown, and Madison. And the Lee Arts Center, also in the same building, is expected to remain through the fiscal year of 2021. Its future beyond that has not been determined.
All right, Daniel, and stay tuned for our CBB Community Bulletin Board file that's coming up right after we take a look at the Irish dancers. They're back, and
they're back.
Here they are. Check it out.
Hi, and Welcome to a very special Arlington Weekly News St. Patrick's Day extravaganza. We have a very special guest, and well, actually guests with us today. This is Lorene O'Neill James, and she is with the O'Neill James Irish Dance School of Dance. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Miriam. It's a great pleasure to be here and to help you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Here we go. This is Janie Ferry. Next dancing is Gigi Smeagol. And now we have Kaylee Drake. Kaylee is leaving us and graduating.
What an athlete.
Yes. But she will be back. And one of my assistants this year, Leslie Christensen. And that was Kate Robertson. And our girl who's graduating also and leaving us to go to Limerick, Ireland to study Irish dancing, Irish music. And this is Maggie Lavoie. And our high stepper, this is Aidan Smeagol. And now we have two sisters dancing our two-hand reel. Isabel is wearing a costume, our school costume, which is white, and the green, white, and orange to celebrate Ireland. And her big sister is in the pink and white. You can dance this in a competition to win a medal.
Thanks so much for watching Arlington Weekly News, and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, thanks, Miriam. That was, we should give
It was
them a
so
round of
good that your
applause.
glasses fell. Right?
That was great. Our Irish dancers
Yeah.
never get old, especially at this St. Patrick's Day
So
time of year. So
talented,
thanks,
huh?
Miriam, and all those young ladies who are doing so well at dancing, better than I ever could, with a little Irish jig there. That was fantastic. So we just might have them back next year.
It's
Who
so
knows?
incredible.
It was great. All right, here we go. As promised now, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Well, here's an event coming up for people who like pins and buttons, and for people who would prefer not to be hit by cars while walking at night. Walk Arlington will be teaching attendees how to make reflective pins that they can wear at night. Afterwards, the group will go out on a test walk through Roslyn neighborhood to find out if their new reflective pins really work. This is coming up on Thursday, March 19 from 5:30 to 8 at East West Roslyn. They're located at 1901 North Moore Street. Advanced registration is required for this event. Register online by searching Reflective Pin Making with Walk Arlington on eventbrite.com. Daniel.
Well, Craig, I love relaxing hobbies. Fly fishing is certainly one of those for anybody who loves the outdoors. And if you've even wanted to try fly fishing but weren't sure how to do it, this event has you covered. Fishing enthusiast David Cohen will teach you the basics of fishing, various techniques, and why he loves the sport. And if you have your own rods and reels, bring them along. This all happens on Friday, March the 20th from 12 to 2:30 p.m. That's at the Walter Reed Community Center and Park, located at 2909 16th Street South. So come on and enjoy the relaxing hobby.
What is that thing?
Fly fishing.
2 and 4, 10 and 2 or something like that, and you whip it out there. Well, anyway, yeah, fly fishing is fun. I've done a bit of that myself. All right, also in our CBB file, Arlington's 23rd Street will be turned into an open-air block party for a day of fun and festivities featuring live music, vendors, food, shopping, and more. And there'll be something for everyone. This event is taking place on Saturday, March 21st from 11 till 4 at 523rd Street South. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. Daniel.
Well, want to make a new feline friend? Well, the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, that's AWLA, will be hosting a cat cafe where you can meet and play with a variety of cats. The cats will be available for adoption as well, so anybody who hits it off with their new friend can give them a forever home as well. Anybody looking to adopt will be asked to provide an ID and proof of residence, so make sure you bring them. This event will be happening on Sunday, that's March the 22nd, from 3 to 6 p.m. in the Westmont Room. That's at the Columbia Pike Branch Library, located at 816 South Walter Reed Drive. Attendance is in a first-come, first-served basis. And of course, we want to thank our own Jordan Kuharski for this week's CBB Stories. Thank you so much, Jordan, for your hard work and certainly all of your dedication.
We appreciate it. Thanks, Jordan. All right, we'll be back with our 55-plus, formerly known as News for Seniors segment, right after we hear from Denise and her review for the week. Here's Denise.
Moonlight and Magnolias at the Little Theater of Alexandria is playwright Ron Hutchinson's take on legendary producer David O. Selznick's filming of the 1939's legendary movie, Gone with the Wind. 5 weeks into the project, thinking the script was horrible and that his director, George Cukor, was clueless, Selznick fires him and pulls Victor Fleming off The Wizard of Oz to direct. He also offers famous script doctor Ben Hecht $15,000 for a rewrite of the script, not realizing that Hecht had never even read the hottest novel of its time. When Hecht said he can only give the project 5 days, Selznick comes up with the screwball idea to sequester the two men in his office for the week and feed them only peanuts and bananas, his idea of brain food. He and Fleming will act out the scenes for Hecht so that he can write the script. The job of protecting the trio's privacy falls to Selznick's secretary, Miss Poppingull, who keeps legendary gossip columnists and even Louis B. Mayer at bay. Among other tasks, she's tasked with squelching the rumor that Fleming slapped Judy Garland on the set of Oz. Julie Tarabek-Blacker directed these three men through this hilarious romp of a comedy. Griffin Voltman, as David O. Selznick, is never funnier than when he takes on the role of Scarlet and punctuates it with a faux Southern accent and fiddle-de-dees. Michael J. Fisher, as Victor Fleming, tries to out-camp Selznick when he takes his turn as Melanie giving birth. J.T. Spivey as Hecht has an absolute hissy fit concerning the scene in which Scarlet slaps Prissy, insisting, ineffectively, that it must be cut. You'll cry with laughter when he mocks his producer and director as they act out their scenes. There's a major three-way slapfest for over-the-top amusement as well. Kudos to Stefan Siddig for the combat choreography that made that scene possible. Stacy Becker and Ken Brown designed the realistic set, complete with vintage movie posters. Cece Albert and Mary Wallace costumed the cast. What a suit they found for Selznick. Moonlight and Magnolias plays at the Little Theater of Alexandria through March 21st. You owe it to yourself to see it. You won't believe your own sigh of relief when this talented trio stumbles onto, frankly, the word that has been missing from Rhett Butler's infamous last line. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
All right, Denise. Thank you. Are we over here? We are over here. Hello. And her thoughts on Moonlight and Magnolias, and she said, do yourself a favor and get down there and see it at LTA, Little Theater of Alexandria.
That's certainly an endorsement.
Thanks, Denise. We appreciate it. All right, here we go. As promised now, news for seniors. Aha! And our 55-plus news for seniors segment. Here we go. Local artist Bronwyn McGowan, hope I got that right, will present a tutorial on how easy it is to make beautiful works of art using stained glass. The program features information on tools and materials that you'll need, plus a live demonstration, and that all takes place on Thursday, March 19 at 10 in the morning at Walter Reed 55 Plus Center. They're located at 2909 16th Street South. For more information and to register, give them a call at the number on your screen and in your ear now, 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Well, Craig, the experience of reading a classic play is both enjoyable and rewarding. Theater educator Michael Burton Heinlein leads discussions to explore great, classic, romantic, and modern dramas that continue to thrill with passion and understanding. These sessions are held monthly. The next reading is on Friday, March the 20th at 1:30 p.m. at the Aurora Hills 55 Plus Center, and that's located at 735 18th Street South. For more information and a suggested reading list, well, give them a call at 703-228-5722. Craig.
And Daniel, also in our 55 Plus News segment, here's something for you ladies and gentlemen who have always wanted to be a bike mechanic. It's nearly spring and time to get your bicycle road ready for the upcoming season. Phoenix Bikes staff will show you basic tips and tricks for cleaning and maintaining your bicycle. Feel free to bring your own bike if you like, or they'll probably have some there for you to work on, to practice on. Also, yes, they'll have bikes there for you to work on. That's coming up on Thursday, March 19 at 11 in the AM portion of the day at Arlington Mill 55 Plus Center. They're located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. More information, give them a call at the number on your screen, 703-228-7369. Daniel.
Craig, Firehouse Jam. Have you heard of it?
Sounds like my kind of jam. Better than strawberry.
Firehouse Jam is a group of musicians of all ages and skill levels who play acoustic music together. Acoustic music is made by playing instruments without electrical amplification. Participants range from interested beginners to expert musicians trying out new instruments. That's coming up on Thursday, March the 19th from 7 to 9 p.m. That's at the Walter Reed 55 Plus Center, located at 2909 16th Street South. For more information, give them a call at 703-228-0955. And as always, Craig, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for this week's 55 Plus Stories. Judy, thank you so much for your hard work. Right, Craig?
But electrical amplification is so much fun
It's
because
so
you
much
can
fun.
make it loud.
Woo! So much passion.
You can make it loud, man. Okay, but yeah, there's
Amplified.
something to be said for acoustical music as well. All right. That was a good one. We'll be back with sign off and bye-bye right after we hear from Renee Fisher and her guest. Here's Renee.
I'm Renee Fisher. I'm a realtor with McInerney Associates Realtors in Arlington. You are watching The Sustainable Scoop, part of Arlington Weekly News. And I have here with me John Scofield, who is a professor of physics at Oberlin College. His current research interests are energy-related, specifically energy consumption performance in green buildings. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much, Renee.
Few would argue that climate change is a huge concern in today's world, and at times it can really seem overwhelming to people. As individuals, I think we're happiest when powers greater than us, that would be professional people who do this kind of thing for a living, tell us what we are supposed to do. We should recycle. Okay, got it. We should not use plastic straws or plastic bags. Okay, got it. We should buy organic meat. Got it. No, wait, we shouldn't eat meat at all. Okay, got that. We're going to follow their lead. And one of them is, we should buy LEEDS-approved appliances. Okay, got it. Wait a minute. What is that? Not surprising, but a lot of people really don't understand what that means. And that's why we have John with us today. John is going to start by telling us what LEEDS means, what LEEDS products are, and then we're going to just go off and talk about other things about that. So, John, can you start with what is LEEDS?
Well, thank you. LEED, it's an acronym, LEED, stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, and it really applies to buildings. So LEED is a way of certifying a building as being green and good for the environment. It was an organization started by the U.S. Green Building Council about 20 years ago, and now there are something like 25,000 LEED-certified commercial buildings in the U.S. alone. These are buildings which have been certified, people trying to make them green.
This is a huge industry in this country.
It is a big industry.
It's like $1 trillion industry, the green building industry.
I don't know the number, but it's a big industry.
I think it is.
That,
it has
yeah.
a lot of zeros in it. I think it's like $1 trillion,
Yeah.
right. Now, I know that it's touted as we're going to be 25 to 30% more efficient than conventional building. That's my understanding.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but and this is the big but. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, the U.S. Green Building Council is promoting green buildings, and a green building, there are many ways in which a building can be green. Using less energy is just one of them. But it's a very important one. That's really why it's leadership in energy and environmental design, because it is so important. The organization was started as I said, 20 years ago, and the intention is to design really energy efficient buildings, but also buildings which use green products and use only woods harvested sustainably and use paints and other products that have low VOCs and are better for the environment. But the energy efficiency part is the one that I think most of us are really interested in. And that has been something that hasn't really been demonstrated very well over the years. What I mean by that is that design teams usually project how efficient we expect it to be, but in fact, the only way we know how efficient a building is would be to see how much energy it uses. And so that's what I've been up to in the last 10 years, is looking at real building energy data and finding out whether they're efficient.
This strikes me as being really critical.
Well, I think so.
It's not enough to just say that this is LEED approved and energy efficient. And, I look around Arlington. My tires are a great testament to how much building is going on in Arlington. I mean, the rate that we have to, we're constantly rolling over, pieces of metal and whatever, and everything gets lodged in the tires. And it's really, we live in a big construction pit at this point. And I think a lot of people wonder about this in Arlington, especially everywhere.
Particularly if you're interested in your carbon footprint. Much of the carbon that human activity causes to be emitted in the atmosphere comes from energy use. Right. And in a place like Arlington, the biggest part of that is buildings, energy used by buildings. There's also transportation, but you don't have much industry in Arlington. Right. It's mostly the buildings.
It's the buildings. The buildings. John, thank you so much for being here. I know this is the kind of topic that we could talk about all day long, and we will. We will do that later. But I want to thank you, and if anybody wants to get in touch with you, if any listeners, any viewers have questions about what you've said, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, probably the best way, since I'm not on Twitter or Facebook, is just to Google John Scofield at Oberlin College, and they'll land on my webpage. My email is john.scofield, SCOFIELD, at Oberlin College.
Great. Thank you so much. Please, everybody, please subscribe to the Sustainable Scoop, and please watch Arlington Weekly News. You will be so glad you did. If you want to keep up to the minute on everything, this is the way to do it. We are part of Arlington Independent Media, which is one of Arlington's great resources. And now, back to the news desk.
All right, nice job.
Yeah.
Well done. Renee.
She's a natural.
Renee Fisher,
She's
she
so
is a
good.
natural. Come on down.
And check out these hats.
We can have you
We're
back
naturals.
any day. All right. When Irish eyes are smiling, short his like. What is the next line? I don't know. In spring. Anyway, and here we go. Happy St. Patty's Day.
The luck of
Okay.
the Irish, right?
Yes, so here we are on the 12th. Well, you're watching this on the 12th of March, which is Baby Baker's, my
Baby Baker.
my grandson's 7-month birthday. He'll be 7 months on the 12th. There he is there.
Baby Baker.
So Baby
Cutie.
Baker
Such a
Craig
cutie.
is, yes he is, he's adorable. He'll be 7 months old as of this taping, if you're watching this on Thursday the 12th. So happy 7-month birthday, Baby Baker.
Yeah, Baker.
It won't be
Baby
long
Baker.
before he's sitting in this chair and maybe following in the footsteps of his old granddad.
Yeah.
Here.
So he said I
We
can
got
make
to
a
start
top
him.
to camera appearance. Hi, everybody.
Hi, well,
I'm
get.
a
Well, you
come
might
down
want to
so we
lower
can see
down
you.
I
there.
don't really care because I've seen myself on camera and I look terrible.
Oh, all right.
Bye.
All right, that's a walk-on.
Yeah,
A walk-on. You got to
As long as
walk
the
on.
audio is good. Who cares?
You get scale for that. I mean, do you think you get scale for that, Paul?
I get scale volunteer hours. I get
There you
scale-
go. You get volunteer
I get scale
hours for
volunteer
doing a
pay.
walk-on, even from the shoulders,
Yeah.
from the shoulders down. All right, thanks, Paul, for the walk-on. We
Paul.
appreciate it.
Wrap up.
Paul is our cameraman back there. He runs all 3 cameras at the same time. He does a great job, so we appreciate your efforts out there, and happy St. Patty's Day to you, too. All right, we got to go. This is our St. Patty's Day show for 2020. Thanks for
2020.
watching. Any final thoughts? That's
We
it.
we miss Adele. We miss Adele.
We do miss Adele. Come back and
Like
see
my
us.
hair?
And if you're out there next week, I love your hair. We'll be here, and we'll try it all again. Happy St. Patty's Day. Take care.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.